Kunsonga district. I'm going to be brief because my friends have talked about most of the issues. I'm just going to talk what they have not talked about. We appealed, by the way. We appealed this ruling because I saw even lawyers in court. So many lawyers were in court. They wanted to see how the judge is going to give a ruling. And the judge was even getting ashamed. He was giving the ruling while hiding his head in the court. And the lawyers were almost shedding tears. So we filed an appeal already. But also the most important thing we got in court in Mbarara, the judge told the Electoral Commission to stop playing games. The Electoral Commission has a statutory duty to supervise political parties that do not follow their constitution. The Electoral Commission even has the powers to close down a party that does not follow its constitution. We don't want DP to be closed, but if we were following the law, it is even past the closure stage. But the Electoral Commission is still sleeping. Justice Byabakama is still sleeping. Therefore, we hereby declare a peaceful march on Friday next week to the Electoral Commission. We shall start at 10 a.m. We are going to communicate the venue. We invite you all DP members and members of the press to come and witness as we go and visit a sleeping Justice Byabakama. Court told him to wake up. Probably we shall find him sleeping. Last time we took for him only pumpkins. This time we are taking to him a lot of gifts. Remember, I promised him a paint. We have some special paint for him. You probably smell, he will have to smell it. You know where it is coming from. Next Friday it is bloody. I'm calling, and you know when we promise we deliver. Please be there. We are going to tell you the venue. We are going to write to the police. But we know all these institutions are in Mr. Mao's armpits. He's not going to allow them to give us permission. But we have the constitutional right. This is not even a demonstration. It is a march. So if we are going to demonstrate, we would need the police clearance. This one is a march. You don't need. How do I need permission to march from here to the state? Be serious. So that is not necessary. We are marching to the Electoral Commission. On Friday, we are inviting everybody to witness this historical march. Lastly, we are telling the Electoral Commission, because they have not gazetted these leaders, they don't know them, but they are giving them public funds. So should you dare disperse those 7 billions that are causing problems in DP to the fraudulent DP leadership, we are going to prosecute you individually. Accountants in the Electoral Commission, you are not surviving us. We shall sue you and you will lose your own money to defend yourself because you are not suing the Electoral Commission. You are hiding under the institution to abet illegalities. Thank you so much.
Oi, DPO. Oi, UI joy. Oi, UI joy. Oi, DPO. Oi, UI joy. Oi. Okay. It was on Tuesday that the country witnessed a mockery of justice when the land judge Alan Nshime of the Mbarara High Court erred in law and facts when he dismissed the DP petition based on the technicalities that he said we didn't fulfill. We are aware and we know that a lot took place, including a Zoom meeting and physical meetings, a lot of intimidations, and so many other things happened days before the judge could write his ruling. We couldn't expect a better outcome because we knew a lot had happened earlier. Surprisingly, the main reason the case was dismissed, they say it was failure to exhaust the internal mechanisms. Which internal mechanisms do not exist in the DP constitution. The biggest joke of the day was when court faulted us to engage the Electoral Commission, which Electoral Commission has a statutory duty to supervise compliance of political parties. I repeat, the Electoral Commission has the statutory duty to supervise the compliance of political parties, Democratic Party included. This is laughable because the whole country witnessed us being roughed up and beaten at the East Electoral offices. The media, you were around. We went to the Electoral Commission. We went to meet Justice Byabakama. Because we wrote to them several letters. Myself, I wrote. Several other leaders wrote. The UID wrote. You saw we are beaten, we are roughed up, we are taken to police and caged. And court here says we didn't exhaust internal mechanisms. We wrote to the party. We even wrote to the Electoral Commission, which has a statutory duty of compliance. But here, court said we didn't exhaust the internal remedies, internal conflict resolutions. Recently, the EC spokesperson, Julius Muschunguzi, arrogantly turned out our pleas. He told us plainly that you should go to the courts of law, as if the Electoral Commission does not have a duty, according to the Political Parties and Organizations Act. What is clear is that both the judiciary and the Electoral Commission are under the armpits of the Honorable Minister Norbert Mao, who is their immediate supervisor. And these people, the Electoral Commission and the judge Alan Nshimye, are afraid. They are afraid to ashame him, to make a decision that is not for him. We are here to tell you that the party is going through the most difficult times, to the extent that the returning officers refused, the Electoral Commission returning officers refused to nominate Democratic Party candidates. In many districts, I had a one purported Secretary General of Democratic Party saying that they are going to sue the Electoral Commission. Are you suing them because they didn't gazette you? You are not leaders. They haven't acknowledged your leadership yet. They can't nominate candidates who are endorsed by leaders that are not legitimate, that were not voted. Okay, we will not. Instead of finding a solution to this impending crisis, the purported leaders are scheming on how to blackmail and intimidate officials of the Electoral Commission, so that they could nominate the candidates illegally. They are saying they are going to report them, they are going to sue them, which is a form of coercing the officials. Because the commission knows these are not the legitimate leaders. These are fraudulent leaders. You cannot endorse a candidate. You know, these are the things we've been telling all the Democratic Party members and those vying for cards in the Democratic Party. We told you time will come when the Electoral Commission will not gazette, will not endorse you as a candidate. And the time has come. Now the party is playing ping pong. We will not allow this lawlessness. We shall not allow this lawlessness. The complicity of the Electoral Commission in addressing the deep grievances has put the party in such a difficult condition. Therefore, we have written to the Electoral Commission. We have written to the Electoral Commission as Uganda Younger Democrats, but representative of myself and the one Honorable Edith Byanyima. We wrote to them and we told them they should not gazette, they should not legitimize the fraudulent leaders. We wrote to them. The letter reached their offices on 10th. They received it. And this time, Byabakama knows what we can do when he doesn't respond. Byabakama has been playing games with us, hiding. He's not inside the fence, he's not outside the fence, but he's on the fence. He doesn't want to annoy the minister. We have written again, and we will remind you. We are saying that with immediate effect, you should stop disbursing taxpayers' money to non-existent DP leadership. We shall not let them hide under the cover of corporate veil. We are going to prosecute them individually for causing financial loss to the country. When such monies are dispersed to them, we are going to sue first the electoral officers that signed off that money, that public money. You know, people are there waiting, yearning. Some told me they are going even to extend their garages to fit more cars when the 7.5 billion comes. But we are telling the Electoral Commission, if you endeavor and disperse that money, give it to the democratic fraudulent leaders, we are going to come for you. And we are going to sue individual people that you're giving that money of the party. The court in Mbarara, you know, even if the Mbarara High Court of Aranishime decided the things anyhow as he wanted, but he gave us one point of law. We won one. He was so ashamed that he couldn't. He wanted to award us a point of law, where he said that the commission, the Electoral Commission, has a statutory duty to supervise political parties and ensure that they comply with the provisions of the law. Therefore, they cannot hide in the legal gymnastics. They can't anymore. Because the High Court of Mbarara reminded them of their duty. That is why we put them under the respondents in our case. The Electoral Commission was put to task that it should listen to us. That's why we wrote to them, telling them, don't gazette them. Because they received instructions from the party saying, these are the leaders, you gazette them. We are telling you, these are not the leaders, don't gazette them. Don't gazette the amendments. Don't disperse of those monies to them. Finally, in response to that, if at all the Electoral Commission boss or the body doesn't respond to our letter in a period of 7 days, we have given them 7 days. We are giving them 7 days. If they don't respond, as UID, we have organized a peaceful march to the offices of the Electoral Commission. And that is next week. Upon the expiry of the 7 days. You remember we came there last time. This time we are coming in full blaze. We were only 4. We are coming, we are bringing the whole membership of the Democratic Party to the Electoral Commission offices. Make sure you prepare for us room for meeting for all of the members of the Democratic Party across the country. And we are calling upon all members of DP. Upon the expiry of the 7 days, because the letter was submitted on the 10th, on the 17th, we are marching to the offices of the Electoral Commission to seek answers, to seek solutions, to demand for justice from the leaders of the electoral body. I thank you so much.
I want to tell the DP members that the Mbarara High Court did not dismiss the main suit. It is dismissed grounds at which the main suit could be heard. So our leaders were just fighting hard so that the case is not heard. That's why they were fighting. They brought all these POs, preliminary objections, in order to block court to listen to our case. And the court adhered to their plea and it dismissed the case on those grounds. So I want to assure you that we have been all along crying to the Electoral Commission to intervene in our cases as Democratic Party. And the Electoral Commission has been now telling us that now you go to court. We went to court. One of the POs which were raised by the Democratic Party, court said you go back to the Electoral Commission so that it can solve your issues. One of the POs which were based on to dismiss the case, it was about the internal remedies, that we have not yet completed the internal remedies of completing or solving the grievances in the party. That's why actually we are saying that actually the court ruling was biased. My friend has told you that actually there was actually some background discussions, Zoom meetings, physical meetings, and so on. That one we can actually agree that actually it happened. We had some information that there was some kind of discussions and meetings before the court ruling. So one of the POs was that we have not exhausted the internal remedies of the party to solve our internal grievances in the party. I want to inform the members of the press and the entire public that as Democratic Party, we don't have any internal mechanism of solving our problems. Remember, even going for internal elections, when you are applying for any position, even if you are applying for the position of the Secretary General, you apply to the Secretary General whom you are competing with. When we have a problem, even if you have a problem with the Secretary General, you have now to apply to the party whom actually you have the problems with. So we ran to court because there is no any internal mechanism of the party which we could go to exhaust or to complain about our grievances. So that not therefore, since court has ruled that actually we should go back to the Electoral Commission, now here comes now, we now turn our guns to the Electoral Commission. The Electoral Commission has been playing ping pong. We are not supposed to do that. Go to court. This is not our matter, and so on. Now, court has officially told you or reminded you about your duty, which you don't know. On that note, therefore, we wrote to the Electoral Commission through our lawyer. And once the Electoral Commission doesn't listen to us, we have organized a peaceful march to the Electoral Commission. So whether you like it or not, this time we are with you. And we are coming there peacefully. That could be next week. We don't want any scaffold. We just want to see how best we can solve our matters of the Democratic Party. Thank you.
What transpired in court, but most notably is the issue that the court could not proceed with hearing of the case basing on points of law. And it is at that point I want to ask ourselves, are we having courts of justice, or they prefer to be and remain courts of law? Why should we at all points base on only the points of law and don't look at the gist of the matter? We brought an issue to court, and these people feel that we need to look at some other issues, that probably the person reporting does not have a membership card. Does that solve the issue of whether there is a problem in the party? Therefore, we are dismayed that we focused on the points of law than to give actual justice. I think it portrays the judiciary as having institutions that prefer to only, I know that the justice is brought through the law, but issuing a decision that you will not continue or proceed with the case based on points of law, I think it is not sufficient enough, and we need to change that. Secondly, we have always been telling you that DP is bleeding. You have seen this when we are nominating. In some districts, our candidates could not be nominated because of the issues which are in the party. And we have always been going to Electoral Commission, crying out to them that please solve these issues so that we can have a party move. Now nominations are ending. We ended the nominations of the districts, we ended those of municipalities. Even the ones of town councils and sub-counties are going to end when these matters are not solved. And this country is going to miss out on a number of leaders simply because Electoral Commission preferred to sleep when DP bleeds and we don't get a leadership. Therefore, we are coming back to tell the Electoral Commission to wake up and do its duty. It is good that much as the case could not proceed with the hearing or being heard, at least the judge of the High Court at Mbarara made it clear that of all these, the Electoral Commission has to sort these issues. Therefore, Electoral Commission, most notably the spokesperson, has been telling us, no, those issues are not ours, go to court. Now court is telling you that we come to you, and we are coming this time round. We came last time, and you said that we should go to court. We went to court, we had you. We have been in court, and after court has told us to come to you. And this time round, we are not coming only 4, we are coming many, and we want to be there. And now you tell us, you want to see, why are you going to tell us to go this time round? So, it is good that we have this, and that is our next course of action, but I think we need to change and have justice served to Ugandans, not basically basing on points of law. Thank you.